Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne. Got some special guests today, guys. We're joined by Kenn Bosak, the owner-operator of Bitcoin Binge Crypto Club, and so much more. Miggy Crypto, co-host with Kenn as well on Not Another Bitcoin podcast. And man, so many other accolades, right? I mean, I think, Kenn, we met in 2018, and you've done so much for the space. This is going to be a great episode. Thank you guys both for joining us today.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.
Yeah, great to. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Miggy. No, it was great to get. It's great. What?
I was gonna say it's great to be here.
That's what I was going to say.
There you go. Well, man, look, I love that we don't have a script. Let's just chat it up and talk, and kind of, going through both you guys' history is important. And I'll start with, kind of my intro to both of you guys was met Kenn Bosak, walked into a friend's living room, back in 2018 in Las Vegas, actually, back where you are today. And man, we hit it off. We went to we tried going to Money 2020 that year, and eventually took a road trip to Crypto Invest Summit. But I tell people, I had already bought my first NFT when I met you in 2018, Crypto Kitties, but I didn't really understand the potential. And you just went down that rabbit hole with me of all the potential of this space. And Miggy, my intro to you, man. 2021, we were doing a Miami Crypto Experience Conference in Miami, and I needed some help, right? I needed a ride to get to the store to pick up some things we were missing for the conference, and that's kind of how it all started with us. So, guys, I want you to tell your story, real quick, and we'll start with Kenn. Man, tell us, because by the time I met you, you were deep. I think you were living on Bitcoin back in 2018, right?
Yeah, I went all in 2017. So by 2018, I was deep in the all in. I had no other way to spend my money because all my money was Bitcoin. So I just had to figure out how to spend it. But I guess you want me to start how I got into crypto or what?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's where I was going with that, man. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh shit. I had a pretty good job. I was working at a cell phone repair shop doing micro soldering, data restoration, and stuff like that. And I was making good money. I had really good savings and stuff. And I just started to notice, the amount of money I was saving. If I was waiting to buy toilet paper, it was just costing me more money to get less toilet paper. So that is where inflation and all that really started to hit me was, all right, maybe I should do something with this money instead of it sitting in the bank because, it's not really working out for me there. And I looked at investing and stuff like that. And I came across Snapchat's IPO. And I didn't know what an IPO was. I just saw, all right, cool, Snapchat's doing this thing. Let me do some research. I really looked into it. It's kind of disappointing because I got all my money up. I went to see, this is how little I knew about finances at the time, bro. I literally walked into a bank and was I waited in line to talk to a random person at the bank. I was like, here's a lot of money. Can I just give this to you and you help me get Snapchat stocks? And they were like, no, that's not how that works. You need to be a accredited investor. So they walked me through and taught me a lot. I had a free 4-hour consultation with a random bank teller person. They were just really nice. They taught me about accredited investing and what an IPO really meant. And they were like, maybe you should wait for it to go public and get your TD Ameritrade account, ready for that. And I was like, oh, cool, thanks. So I did that. I got my TD Ameritrade account ready. I opened a bank account with that bank. Obviously, they were super friendly and super helpful, educational for free. So they helped me move that money into my TD Ameritrade account, and I funded it. And I waited for it to go public. And I mean, you could go and look at what happened at the stock. I think it was 20-something bucks. I went all in because I thought that was what you do when things go public. And it crashed pretty hard that day and never recovered really. It was 27 bucks down to $8, $6.
Oh no!
That was
and
the
the IPO was $4.
Right. Yeah, that was those $4 people cashing out. You were exit liquidity, unfortunately.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I learned a lot of lessons though, right? Real quick, real quick, man. So I was really bitter. I took all my money out of the bank. I sold all my stocks except for a couple of these cannabis stocks that turned out to do pretty well. So I did make some of that money back with cannabis stocks. So it was cool. I got on TD Ameritrade, and in 2015, I didn't know you could invest in weed. I thought that was just a meme or a joke. But there was agricultural companies that had patents on vape pens, all this stuff. And I was like, all right, cool. I'll invest in all that. I made my money back. During that time, at the end of 2015, the beginning of 2016, one of my buddies was talking to me about this Ethereum ICO, how they didn't need KYC. you should check out this Bitcoin stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, you can just like kind of do what you want. And I was like, oh shit, like permissionless like stuff. And he was like, yeah, totally permissionless. That's the point. And I'm like, so that really turned me on to it. And by the end of that actual conversation, shout out to Matt Harris, by the way. He's the guy who got me into all this shit. I bought my first whole Bitcoin. It was like, unironically, I think the screenshot is out there. It was around $420. It was just like, that was the price. But it was double the price of a Bitcoin a year ago, right? So I was still worried it could go down in value and be $300, and people that got in last year for $200 are going to still be happy. I might lose some money. It was still risky for me,
Right.
but I didn't know what it was, and I wanted to own one of them just because I could do whatever I wanted with it. From there, I started getting my paycheck in Bitcoin through Bitwage, where you can just get your account number, routing number, and your direct deposit goes to them. Bitwage sends you your Bitcoin. So every Friday, I was actually getting paid a couple Bitcoin because I was making more than like $500 a week, right? So it was really cool to see, like, see me earning Bitcoin in that sense. And by the end of 2016, I was able to like have enough to kind of put in my 2 weeks notice and kind of go all in on traveling the world, going to conferences, sneaking in. I know damn well I could have got a ticket, but the only way you get to the people who organize a conference is kind of if you get in trouble, right? So I'd go, I'd get in trouble, I'd sneak in, they'd yell at me, I'd become friends, and they'd invite me to be a speaker to the next year. So that's kind of what I did. I like kind of social engineered my way into like, being at least known by people that are known by people in this space. It might not be your favorite influencer, but I'm probably your favorite influencer's favorite influencer. But yeah, so I went all in. I got into NFTs, like you mentioned. I saw the value in that in 2018. I started working with an artist in India, AJ, who's helped me with my wax NFTs, sold millions of NFTs for $1 each. So I made a couple $1 million selling NFTs for $1, not 69,000 or 69 million like people or whatever, but like $1 NFTs.
Man, I can remember interviewing my podcast like quite a few years ago, and you told me then that your goal was not to sell $1 million NFT, but to sell 1 million NFTs for $1. And you did that a few times over,
yeah,
right?
Dude, it was crazy. Yeah. Twice almost.
Yeah. And really what you did, I mean, the art was cool, right? It was a cool NFT, but you built community, right?
And utility, man. I had dollar NFTs that had augmented reality functionality, so you could take a picture with your NFT. You could mount it on your desk in an augmented reality, and it would be there, locked geographically, so you could have these action figures on your desk. I had Alien Worlds, which was an awesome game that you could play and actually earn some of my NFTs by playing other games. My NFTs were transformed into different assets in different worlds. So like I really did like through like that kind of outreach of utility really built a community within other communities as well. It was like a total overlap of a lot of gray because so many things I was doing touched so many other projects. I mean, I was even in Blockchain Heroes, and that's like, I mean, that was an honor.
Yeah, those were really good, man. You inspired me like 4 years ago when my 16-year-old daughter was 12. She was really into digital art, and I taught her how to make NFTs on wax, just like you were doing. And, she made a few bucks. I would post them on social media. People would want to support her. They'd buy them. Probably still going to be worth something someday.
No, seriously, that's the whole thing. You never know, man, and most likely will be. But yeah, I mean, to go along with the story, just to finish it up, I mean, to catch people up, like me and Miggy, we then get together and then we say, let's go take over this pool. We were at, I think, one of your wasn't it Wayne's conference we were at, Miggy?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Miami Crypto.
Yeah, I think it was, bro. It was your event, man. Damn, that's where we met and got together. And your conference, bro, the venue you picked, it was the Intercontinental or something, maybe?
Yeah.
And their fucking pool was out of order. They had the pool closed. So me and Miggy, we just got together, bro. We just like kind of met in person. We're just really figuring each other out. And we looked at each other. We're like, there's got to be a pool that we could use somewhere. It's fucking Miami. So we open up Google Maps. We see the hotel literally right across the street, right next door. They have a pool on the roof. elevator probably just has a button to take you there, right? So we were just like, let's organize a party, man. We could just get a bunch of people to hang out there. And it's easy to kick you and me out of a pool, but it's going to be hard to kick 30 people out of a pool. And it happened just like that. I mean, Miggy, I love how you tell the story how, like, you know, we all came together with the pool party, and then link it into where we came to Safe Moon with Papa Tom.
Oh man, dude, the party was awesome because like the best thing about it was that we did the Eventbrite, we sold tickets to it. We ended up going, you know, walking together, all with our stuff together to go to the hotel. Went straight to the pool. When we got there, there was like pretty much nobody there. Security, you know, kind of gave us like a hard time because we were just kind of all showing up or whatever. But we had keys to the other hotel, and so they didn't really care, like knowing that we were like staying close by. They ended up like playing security for us. They ended up opening the bar for us at the pool. We had like 20, 30 people there. And I
We
think
even had a sponsor.
Yeah, we ended up getting a sponsor. It was who was it? It was John Stokes. He was doing.
Oh yeah, it was John
yeah,
Stokes with the.
we met. We saw him. I forget what the project was, but we met him in the lobby of the hotel, and he was like, "Hey, can you change the title of the name, you know, for us as a sponsor?" They ended up buying everybody.
Wasn't it WAGME or something?
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah,
Oh, was it?
they were doing the WAGME.
Yeah,
project.
WAGME gave us like $1,000 for fucking pizza, beer, and soda and shit for people to.
Dude, it was
awesome.
hilarious.
Shout out to them.
Yeah, and so we ended up having this whole pool thing. Digital Acid ended up almost not being able to get in because he lived in town, you know, Miami, and he didn't have a hotel key. So when he showed up to the party, they didn't know what he was like talking about because we didn't make anything official.
They said their pool was closed. They didn't even know what we were up to at the time.
Yeah, dude, that shit was hilarious. He kept trying to tell him like, "Hey, I'm here meeting people for a party, blah blah blah, for a pool party," and they were like, "No, there's no pool party going on." And he showed them the Eventbrite and everything, and they were just like, "No." And so finally,
Their tickets are $5. I bought a ticket.
Yeah, I had like the address and everything, the hotel name. They ended up bringing him up there, and then finally, you know, security guy, you know, was like, "Hey, is he with y'all?" And we ended up like, you know, telling him yes and like waving him in, and they ended up bringing him out there. It was nice too, you know. Their pool was like mid hotel, so it was like way up in this, you know, above the ground, like I don't know, maybe like 8 to 10 stories up.
Yeah, it was really nice, man. Wasn't it like literally
chill.
the next day that Papa Tom, Safe Moon, we were all hanging out talking about the pool party, and we got that email from the Bitcoin conference where it's like, you guys ain't welcome here anymore.
Oh yeah, that's when they picked up the sponsorship, or that's when the idea for the first shitcoin came up.
Yeah, so Shitcoin Conference, right? You put that on for a while. Tell us about Shitcoin Conference and what your purpose was for that.
Oh wait, sorry, I cut out for a second. Say that again.
I said, tell us about the Shitcoin Conference and what the purpose was behind that.
Well, like Ken was saying, so it wasn't long after the pool party. I think it was like pretty much the next day. Everybody was just kind of chilling, hanging out, and Ken and them had already, you know, gotten involved to be part of the Bitcoin conference, and they ended up getting emails from the organizers, basically on inviting them to the event. And I think Papa Tom from a Safe Moon, they had already like paid a sponsorship, you know, and they ended up getting refunded their sponsorship, and you know, ended up getting kicked out of the conference, and so. Basically out of that, you know, they were kicking out all the shitcoins that weren't, you know, anything that weren't associated with Bitcoin because there was a potential for them being a scam and, you know, not being legit. And so that's when, you know, everybody kind of got their heads together, and Ken and them kind of decided to put together, you know, the Shitcoin Conference because they had Safe Moon as a sponsor. There was other people who weren't able to get into the Bitcoin conference, but they found out, you know, all these other basically like sub tokens, you know, altcoins and shit that weren't invited to the Bitcoin conference that year because they wanted to heavily focus on Bitcoin and like mainstream crypto things. And so Shitcoin was birthed out of that, you know, rejection.
Yeah, I know someone that from Tezos. They paid $60,000 for a sponsorship and got refunded. You know,
dude, we should have reached out to them.
That was a good one. After the fact, yeah. So I found that out at the conference because one of the guys showed up and asked them where their booth was. He says, "Oh, they refunded." They said they didn't want our money. They didn't want them.
That's crazy
because they were an altcoin. And it's funny how, you know, I mean, I guess money rules all. They've kind of changed their tune now because there's a lot of different altcoins and things that are there.
Yeah, now it is a shitcoin conference, but I guess it's after we trolled them. They went to Nashville, and that's when they opened the floodgates once they left Miami.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
and then ever since that, man, this is we've been doing Not Another Bitcoin podcast, going to conference. We were working for Asvoria for a while. I went out there to Bulgaria, and while I was working in Bulgaria, Bitcoin Ben reached out and asked me if I wanted to run one of these Bitcoin Ben crypto clubs, and I moved out here to Las Vegas to figure that out. And our grand opening is August 2nd.
nice. It's right around the corner. Yeah. So let's talk about that, man, because I love the concept of that center. I'm sure we'll probably evolve and talk about other things, but you've been working on that. I was there during the Bitcoin conference week in Vegas, where you were having some events there. You just got the keys for the building, like less than a week prior. Did a great job of getting it ready for having people in there. I'm sure it looks it's probably looking amazing now. I'm gonna have to get back over there.
Yeah, it definitely looks different.
Yeah, but tell us about that. Bitcoin Bench Crypto Club, because I heard of the concept actually when I met him in Vegas last year. And he was telling me about kind of the vision of what it does, because he has a handful of them around the U.S., right?
Yeah, I think this is number 6, number 8, I believe. Mar-a-Lago, I think, is up next for some investors if they're interested. They can go to bitcoinbencryptoclub.com. But yeah, here in Vegas, man, I love it, dude. It's culture, it's crypto, it's art. This is exactly where a club like this, needed to be. So I'm just like, it's so comfortable. I just feel like I'm getting in where I fit in, especially as like me as a person. Also, as the club goes, it just fits this community. We have murals on the outside that's been done by multiple different local artists with this crypto theme to it. And so it's like the locals already got to put their touch to the building, but also know like we're doing crypto. Just looking at the building, there's crypto going on in here. But it's a private, members only environment. You know what I mean? So I definitely have been telling people to get a membership. It's like I've been using Bitly, so bit.ly and then / Crypto Club Vegas, capital, each letter, C for crypto, C for club, V for Vegas. So, but Bitly has been the best because you can just click that link or put it in and you can get a membership. You can stop by any club, not just for the Vegas club, but you can go to any club. Plus we have the online education as well. And that's what this is really all about, man. It's hands-on education. It's like a place to go for people to learn how to do stuff with crypto, or at least like get a safe place to get introduced to it. So you don't have to get taken advantage of by people on like Spaces or, shady DMs and random Zoom calls where you don't know if it's deep fake or not, right? We're gotten to a point where like, I don't even know if this is really blockchain Wayne or not. This could be some Black Mirror episode. I could have been hacked. Who knows, right? So it's at that point where we need brick and mortar especially for the older generation, like my mom and my grandma who are going to want to at least get their grandkids or their nieces and nephew, everything set up. That older generation is looking for legacy, right? And how can they establish the legacy in their family? They can have crypto trust. They could start doing providing liquidity, earning APY, and giving that distribution through smart contracts to their family forever. That could literally happen forever. Yeah. So I think teaching people is the first priority when it comes to the clubs, but then we're also an event space. So there's a lot of entertainment that we can do here. You can rent out the space to make content. We have a lot of equipment for content creation. There's a whole green void here that I created for content creation. We have a grass platform area. It's like 30 feet by 8 feet by a foot. So you have this great like platform area to do like panels and a great background by Sergi, the Do What You Love artist. So great background there as well. And being able to have like that members only environment where we could help people get in and out of crypto without, the KYC problems, or even having one of our machines where you can buy crypto with spare change and dollars, sort of like a Coinstar thing, right? Like the K1 machine, you can buy crypto with your spare change. So we have a lot of that stuff. Plus, once you're a member, there's a lot of opportunities that could be presented to you that aren't really something I can talk to people that aren't members. So it really does, become worthwhile to be a member, because then it opens up the doors for much more informative conversations. And it's, again, a safe place for people to come and learn. Nobody's going to disappear the next day if they walked you through something that didn't work out. At least you'll have a finger to wave in somebody's face instead of the man in the mirror to blame.
Yeah, man, and I so much needed it, and because people underestimate the value of just connecting with people and building your network, but most people don't know where to start, right? And if they can start at somewhere like you've got set up, we didn't have that long ago, right? I mean, we had to go to conferences, and it was only people that were willing to shell out their money to go attend conferences. And then it's kind of like drinking water from a fire hose. If you're newer in the space, you're trying to catch on, and everybody at these conferences is really just talking way above your head. So.
By the way, we need you to send us some actual Bitcoin Siaga swag that we can actually sell, because the stuff that you have here for display only, bro, people want it. And I have to keep telling them, like, go to the website. But you know how people are with impulse purchasing? In the moment, bro, I probably could have sold 10 pairs. Like, people love this shit.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to get that. I mean, it was a hit while I was there, and I had the suitcase with the product. But you're right. I mean, it definitely, to have people go online and place the order, Impulse is pretty much where we're at. So we'll have to get
it's cool to have a brick and mortar place for swag like that. Like there's somebody out here in Vegas who has the 0.0000001 percenters club, which is like, not instead of the 1% club. I don't know. I thought that was clever. And he has shirts and stuff. And I'm like, bro, we got to get some of your swag in the club over here, man. And we got things from like Crypto Seed Bank, which is like the thing you can engrave your private keys into with like steel. Helium sent me a Helium node. We have like a lot of cool crypto stuff for people to actually check out and play with, and then get involved with. Bitcoin Cash is funding, the community from Bitcoin Cash is funding our tattoo artist in the club here to give free Bitcoin Cash tattoos out. So anybody who wants a free Bitcoin Cash tattoo can get one, and he gets reimbursed by the proposal system. So I think and he's making like $5,000 a month giving out free tattoos.
Oh wow!
That's like life-changing shit right there.
Yeah, that is, man. I'll never forget, man.
That's just one of many. We're going for Litecoin, Dogecoin, NFTs, everything next.
Yeah, man. You were the first person I ever met with crypto tattoos, with a Bitcoin tattoo. I'll never forget. We were at that conference in 2018, and Tim Draper was signing for his new book thing. His new book he had just released. And while he was signing your book, I turned back and he's like checking out all your tattoos. And I'm like, man, I think he was more intrigued to meet you than you were to meet him.
Yeah, no, Tim actually, I think maybe still follows me. I know Adam was pretty cool with me for a while, but yeah, when he saw that I told him this is the very first Bitcoin wallet I ever opened. He was like, "That's crazy." I'm like, "I know, bro. I'm really excited about this shit." Like, I really am, dude. The whole permissionlessness, decentralization, immutability, like all of it is just. I mean, that's the only way we get to the next stage of everythingness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And every industry is going to have bad people. But, man, when you align with the right people in this industry, man, it's amazing, right? Like you build lifelong friendships. It's not just transactional or everybody stabbing each other in the back because my project's better than yours. I mean, it's definitely way more of a collaborative environment where, most people work together. You're always going to have bad actors, but that's the biggest thing I think coming from our experiences and what you guys are doing. And love the crypto club thing. I was going to say idea, but it's more than an idea. Ben put it into action.
It's happening.
Got man, you've already announced like some of the things that you're doing. I think it seems like these other clubs are probably going to eventually, if they haven't already, kind of take on some of your ideas, because you had a vision when you walked me through that club about a month ago when I was in Vegas, and it was basically. It was very, very well thought out, and I think some of the other clubs that have been open already will definitely jump on board with that, because the one thing that's going to make that a success is building community, and you've got that knack for doing that.
Yeah, it's been hard to make sure I'm making content in the moment at the time right now, trying to get that established, because we just got the keys, and the last thing you want to do before your grand opening is not have people know who you are. So I've been boots on the ground, introducing myself to locals, meeting people, telling them we're here, walking them in through the door kind of from around the corner, because we're right here at the art district. So I just walk around, meet people, tell them about the spot, and getting the word out there, meeting local business owners too as well, trying to, as a business owner now here, just saying, hey, like who's a contractor that accepts crypto? And now everybody that we've had work done, they accept Bitcoin. Like everybody, the contractors, the plumbers, the HVAC. I mean, It was a nightmare. I mean, I saw Crypto T calling people and stuff, trying to get a card with Bitcoin. I'm like, she gets it. Because I'm sitting here calling like plumber after plumber, electrician, going to local business owners saying, hey, who do you know that accepts crypto? They're like, I don't even know about Bitcoin. I'm like, damn, but I did it. We did it. It's happening. Everything's basically Bitcoin when it comes to like the labor being done here. So I'm really excited about that. And again, a lot of the locals that I'm meeting, it looks like we're going to be teaching them how to start accepting Bitcoin and maybe creating their own loyalty programs with tokens for, loyalty points and gift cards and stuff that are tokenized, or selling a pizza as an NFT for the current price of a pizza, but let people redeem it in 6 months, even if your price changes. That's the stuff we're teaching them already. We're not even open yet.
Oh, yeah. And then teach them how to collab to where if you have this certain pizza NFT, maybe you get a discount on ice cream across the street, man.
Exactly.
There's so much collab you could do with that. Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, we want the Bitcoin Benz Crypto Club Las Vegas to be that incubator hub for crypto collaboration here in Vegas, because this is where everyone's going to be able to incubate, cross-pollinate. You hear an idea and go, yo, like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, here's where it can click. And we're just trying to build that, again, safe space for people to work together, because it is really hard to just hop in a Discord and think you're going to get anywhere these days.
Right. Yeah. So many scammers, deep fakes, but man, it's important. And there's actually so many more tools today than we had years ago, right? Your first year on fully on Bitcoin, I'm sure was a challenge, right? Especially checking in the hotel room. You're like, oh, you need a credit card,
cheap
right?
air, bro. Cheap air and bit refill saved my life, man. Wow, that's so.
Dude, I remember that.
How much I love them.
When we flew you out to the conference for the Miami Crypto, like, we paid for your hotel, but they still want you to have a credit card for a deposit to check in. And that was a struggle. And now there's so many different tools. Like you said, Bitwage. There's so many other platforms now, Strike and others, that allow you to get paid in Bitcoin, basically. To where
did I ever tell you how I got that room situated?
I think you sold Bitcoin in the lobby or something, huh?
Yeah, dude, that's exactly what I did. Guys, listen, he's not lying. Like, I'm all in, right? So I did not have a way to put a security deposit down for the Intercontinental. So I went around the lobby. There was a dude there, had nothing to do with the conference, could care less about crypto. But he let me give him, I think it was like $500 for a $250 deposit for incidentals, which means he got his $200. He got his $250 back. Plus, he got to keep $500 in Bitcoin, right? Just on the risk that I wouldn't go crazy on the mini bar, I wouldn't rip the mattress apart or break the TV.
Oh, yeah, true.
So he had no clue who I was. He had no clue about Bitcoin. I just convinced the guy on the spot to like take this as an investment, and he did. And it was awesome. I wish I got their info because I hope they kept it.
Yeah, right. See, they'd be doing really well today. I didn't even realize that. Like, I knew you had sold the Bitcoin in the lobby, but I know because you had messaged us. And we were doing a conference setup, and by the time I got down to you, like, I already got it squared away. And, nice.
Dude, I'm a Bitcoin hustler, bro.
Yeah, and it's so much easier today. There's so many different tools. Like, I'm 100% crypto right now, but, man, I've got my Coinbase card. I've got my other cards where I can swipe and spin crypto. There's
I got to get my Fold card. That's what I'm looking forward to. Then MetaMask, man. These new crypto cards are exciting. Another thing is eventually these clubs here, we're going to be able to do a lot of cool, bank-like things, Bitcoin stuff. So people should be really looking into Bitcoin Ben's clubs, man, because there's a lot of opportunities here just because you're a member. You'll be able to,
more than just a social club, right? I mean, I find places like that is where you kind of get a lot of the alpha too. And it's different having people with the boots on the ground that they're there. They're not going to disappear tomorrow, because that's our struggle. When we're trying to launch certain projects, and we're just trying to rely on funding from community or people all around the world digitally. There's still you've got to have that level of trust, and it just raises it another notch when you got people in person.
That's why me and Miggy go to every conference we can and interview every single booth we can. Like literally, the boots on the ground, shaking hands and kissing shitcoins.
Yeah, nice. So what? So August 2nd is the grand opening. What have you guys doing like from now till then? Like, what have you got left to do in that club?
We're still doing a little bit of the remodeling, some renovations. We just got the TVs hung up, so I got to get them wired up to the network, have all that, like the video stuff going, have the PowerPoint presentations for when people walk in set up, getting the, I guess you could probably hear there's kind of like a opera style concert hall echo here. Oh, and also my motion lights just went off in the background, so it probably looks, see, so there's still some things I need to tweak here and there. We need to get a curtain that's soundproof. We're going to hang some lights here. We're going to take care of the areas a little bit more and just get things tightened up. We have the grass laid, 900 square feet of grass over by the platform where people can perform. You could do a keynote. You could do a panel. We could have an entire band. So a lot of stuff is available to be done in that space. But instead of carpet, we decided to go with grass, so people could touch grass even when they're outside or inside. Plus, it's Vegas. It's really hard to find grass, so it was like a cool aesthetic to just see grass when I'm at work here at the club. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man,
I'm cool staging stuff, man. Sorry to interrupt, but like we're working with Barter Beer and Mall, Barter Mall Beer and Plus Barter. Yeah, you guys got to look up Barter here in Vegas. So cool. We have a bunch of their stuff in here, and it's great for staging. We have like a fire hydrant, street signs, all kinds of cool stuff for people to take selfies with.
And it's all for sale too, right?
Oh, everything. Yeah, if you like it enough, you could take the fire hydrant with you on the way out.
Nice. I'm actually getting a little bit of FOMO. I'm like, man, August 2nd, I know I can't be there. I've got some friends coming into town from Amsterdam. But that following week is also Rare Evo, which is in Vegas, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to get in touch with Wes and the bros and see if they want to have some fun here at the club with us since we're going to be up and running by then.
Man, I think Miggy asked me earlier if I was going to Rare Evo, and I said, budget-wise, I may have to decide between Token 2049 in Singapore, which is actually 2 months later, or Rare Evo. But I think I can make it happen. I'm going to have to get out there. And, my challenge to anyone listening, like whether you've been to a crypto conference or not, that's also where the magic happens, where you meet people, you can network. Whether it's a small event, large event, I've never found really any of them to be a waste of time. You always find quality connections. And so that would be the perfect week if you can't make it out there for the grand opening. That week after, I believe. Isn't it right, Miggy? A week after?
When is it?
Yeah, like the 11th.
Oh, it's 2 weeks.
I think so.
Almost 2 weeks.
Yeah, so a week or two after you guys open is Rare Evo. So that's where, even if you're listening to this, you're not anywhere near Vegas, get out there, check out that conference, meet the people there, go to the Bitcoin Ben Center, meet the group there.
Oh, shoot, you're right. August 6th through the 10th, my bad.
Oh, so sweet. Wayne, there's actually a chance I might be able to get you out here on the 2nd because I know we have some budgeting for marketing, and we were talking about getting content creators, influencers, and stuff out here on the 2nd for the grand opening.
Oh, I would love to, but like I said, I can't. I've got yeah, they're flying in from Amsterdam and doing a tour, and they're coming through Louisiana, and so I'm going to be with them. It's actually another crypto guy too, but he's got his wife and 2 kids, so I doubt he's gonna want to go there. But
Vegas is not. That's too hot, dude. Too hot.
Yeah. They gave me the tour of Amsterdam when I was there earlier this year, and they took me all over the place. So we're returning the favor while they're in New Orleans. And funny enough,
take them to catch their own crawfish.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're taking them on a swamp tour, and funny enough, their whole trip is actually unofficially sponsored by Venice AI because my Wesley was in on the airdrop, and so he took about $20K of that airdrop, and his family's taking a U.S. vacation for a few weeks. They're going to New York. They're coming to Louisiana, and I can't remember. I think they're also going to California or somewhere else. But anyway, yeah, they're making a whole trip unofficially sponsored by Venice AI. Which is another great tool. I think you guys should probably have a chat with Eric about, introducing members to Venice and having Venice sponsor something, because there's not a lot of really good AI tools that are private, censorship resistant, like we like blockchains to be, open, permissionless, and that tool definitely is. So I'd say talk to Eric about that. You might be able to get Venice to throw some dollars your way to onboard people to Venice AI as well.
Dude, that would be amazing. Yeah, we've been talking to Bitcoin Cash, Shapeshift, Polymath, a bunch of different projects about how we can all work together. And the Pink Hat boys were here today.
Yeah.
The pink, the Pink Hat Bros, right?
Yeah. I met them
so they they were here and they came in and we were hanging out. I wasn't here, but we, as in like the club, the Royal we were hanging out, and they're going to come in and we're going to have a meeting about them getting a corporate membership, which is I believe $500 a month. Gets them about 15 of their team members have access to the club, right? And then they can have first come, first serve to a lot of the stuff here, like this content area that I'm using right now for this. I mean, we'll have it's pretty big kind of show. It's like it's a pretty big space for people to make content. And then we also have that platform area, the lounge and stuff. So the amenities and so we're gonna have them. They're probably gonna be our first corporate members here in Vegas.
Yeah, nice. And I would guess, like, if there's anybody listening to this that maybe they have a crypto company or project and they're going to be in Vegas for Rare Evo and they want to throw a side event, you're open to talking to those people too, I would guess.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, man. That's why I'm trying to say, Miggy, we have to reach out to Wes and get something on the books for Rare Evo.
Yeah. Well, he messaged me already, and I messaged him back, but he hasn't seen it yet, so I'm sending an email to him so he can
send him Annalise's info. Also, big shout out to Annalise. She's moving out here to help me put a lot of this together. I know you mentioned, my plan and my ideas and all that stuff, but she's really been the one to bring that stuff to actual fruition. I'm so unbanked. It's really hard for me to, pay the city for a dumpster and, get the water bill into my name and doing all these things that you got to do. Right. So I had to get somebody to be like, the adult in the room. And she's really just helped so much. So I'm so happy to have her on the team. And she's just, moving out to Vegas from Miami, bro. Like it's a lot. I'm really happy to have her on the team. And a lot's happened. Dude, so much has happened thanks to her. So big shout out to Annalise. I love you. The BTC queen.
Yep, definitely. We'll tag her in this as well, too. I got a couple of FIO partners that I know throw side events at every major event they go to, and so I'll connect you guys with them as well, too.
Thank you.
IoTex and a few others. You can probably get some of IoTex to drop some nodes or something out there. Some, similar to Helium, but more for the IoT thing, so.
Dude, you know how much swag people bring to conferences? I want to grab so much Rare Evo leftover swag that this could be like a department store at the end of the day. We're going to have all the Cardano t-shirts and hoodies that, you could possibly want.
Oh, I got some swag. I'm going to have to bring you two other than just the Bitcoin Siaga stuff. So we've got...
nice.
I need a new... My mom thinks I work at Bitcoin.
Oh, I got you, man. I got you. Yeah, that was our most popular one. That every time we make those, they fly out quickly. So, yeah, that's a conversation starter. I love swag like that. I mean, swag is, people miss out on that, but it's conversation starters, right? When I go to conferences, I wear a FIO swag. Now I also wear some Bitcoin Siaga stuff. But even when I travel, right? I mean, you're a walking billboard for Bitcoin and crypto. I always like to wear my Bitcoin gear, whether it's separation of money and state or any other kind of Bitcoin shirt that I have, just because it's a conversation part. And you know how many people I've talked to, I'm sure you as well, that by the time you're done with that conversation, they're doing something. I was in Miami on a boat back in March, and it was after a conference. They took the speakers and a couple of VIP people out on a yacht, and the chef I went down there in the kitchen. I was talking to him. He's obviously looking at my Bitcoin Siaga gear and tells me he missed Bitcoin. He was going to buy a whole Bitcoin at 26K, and at the time it was 82K. And I told him, I said, let me ask you this. I said, a few years from now, when Bitcoin's 820K instead of 82K, are you going to feel like you missed it again? And right there on the spot, he got in and set up a recurring buy weekly for Bitcoin. Those are the conversations that don't happen if you don't have the conversation starters.
Yep. No, I love that. Especially with like Uber drivers and stuff. I mean, I take less Ubers these days, but I do, the days back in the day, like, hey, can I tip you in Bitcoin? And like, they pull over, they turn off the Uber app. It takes about 30 minutes to, get the Edge wallet downloaded, get everything set up and figure it all out, back up their private key, all for like $10 worth of Bitcoin. But this was before Bitcoin was over $1,000. I was doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where there's holders. I mean, there's people out there. So anybody listening, you've got a story where you met Kenn Bosak and he gave you some Bitcoin back in the day. We want to hear about it, so reach out to us. You've got our contact information. You've got the contact info in the summary and description here. I'd love to find.
Yeah, big shout out to Paul Pui, Edge Wallet, man. Edge Wallet was super helpful getting people to like download the wallet and reimbursing for that and like helping fund some stuff. And big supporters. I just love Edge Wallet. Yeah,
Paul's great. I mean, he's one of our top partners here at FIO. He's also on our board. And usually when I see him, man, he's giving me these little cards, like Bitcoin gift cards to give out to people, to where they set up the wallet and then they sweep the private key that's on the card, and they get like $5 of Litecoin or Dogecoin or something else. Usually looking for something with low fees, but he's been doing that lately at all the conferences. So, and their wallet is the number one that I like to onboard people with. I know we've got a ton of wallets. We work with a lot of different wallet partners, but that is one that's easy to onboard people, right? When we're setting somebody up with an Edge wallet in an Uber, they don't have to stop and write down the seed phrase somewhere now, right? They've got
Right.
a different way to
Username,
back it up.
password.
Yeah, username, password, PIN, and then they can secure it that way. So,
Yep.
Yeah,
Set up
cool.
the email recovery and call it a day.
Yep. So, yeah, guys, I mean, I'm excited to see what's happening there. And you guys, yeah, definitely see it at every conference, going around interviewing people.
Yeah, Miggy was just here at the Bitcoin conference doing interviews with Crypto Gal since I was stuck here at the club. They were doing content, and I think you got to meet the Winklevoss twins and shit, bro.
Oh yeah. For a
yeah,
brief couple
casual.
minutes,
Oh, yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, he came by. He recorded with me at the Bitcoin Siaga booth. We had people that kept walking by. Well, actually, we did it twice, right? Because they forgot to hit record on the first one. He took a picture. Instead of hitting record. It was on photo instead of video. So, kind of a rookie move. But I know you've been doing this a while, so we all mess up like that.
I've usually been the cameraman, though. That's why.
Yeah. Actually, it was Crypto Gal. That was the camera running the camera.
That's even funnier.
All right,
so figuring it out.
So, guys, before we wrap up, I've got an idea for the Crypto Club. Ken, let me know what you think. This just kind of popped in my head from a conversation I had many years ago with Sterling. You know Sterling?
Yeah, I know Sterling.
Yeah, so we had a conversation when he was with Crypto Space, and you need to set up a confessional booth somewhere in there, a crypto confessional where we can go share our DGen sins and where we got scammed and all this stuff, where we sent crypto to the wrong address or whatever the horror story is. You need a crypto confessional to where we can go confess to brother Ken, you know.
I like that. Yeah, we got to get a pew. Okay, but now you're making me think we should do like a crypto AA kind of thing for people who are addicted to shit coins and scams and rugs.
Oh man, that would be a great piece of content to make, even if you don't really do it. We'll all look when I'm in town for Rare Evo. Let's do that. Let's create like a fake AA type group where we're all talking about our meme coin degens and pump.fun stories now, right? That's another new concept.
No, I'm definitely down. We were part of some kind of content that had something to do with that, with Thread Guy and the Altcoin Daily twins and
the
what was
show's
that?
out.
Killer Whales. Yeah, but that skit isn't out yet. They haven't used that skit yet.
In the show, well, you have to watch the show. It might be in there.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's out on Amazon Prime and some other places. The second season of Killer Whales, so you can watch it. I don't know what shows or what's released. I need to find it and watch it. Yeah, check it out, y'all.
Yeah.
We should do a watch party here at the club, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, guys, we're getting a projector and a screen and everything for the grass area to do watch party night, so we should do it.
Yeah, so definitely everybody listening, make sure you check out the Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club Vegas. A lot of great things happening there. You want to check it out, get a membership. Even if you're in Vegas often, you can stop by, look at the other locations you can have. Right, if they buy a membership at yours, right? You said they could go to any other one as well.
Yeah. There's many other ones. I think like Sarasota, Massachusetts, Nashville, right? There's so many. It's hard to keep up. Again, there's so many. There's probably one near you. Yeah, it probably will be one soon. It's and the resort in El Salvador. I mean, dude, that's what I'm looking forward to the most. It's so beautiful. I've seen some videos of the property that they got, and it's right there on the water. So yeah, I'm going to El Salvador for sure.
Nice. Yeah, so I'm definitely having FOMO. So I'm sure I'll see you guys at Rare Evo now. I was on the fence about going, but yeah, I mean, we definitely another reason to go back to Vegas. Check you guys out. Bring you some Bitcoin Siaga swag. Bring you some updated FIO swag, especially that my mom works at Bitcoin. I got to make you a special one there. I can do it on anything, so let me know what you want it to be on, and I'll get it made for you.
I like those hoodie shirts that y'all had for a while. Those
like the one Miggy's wearing, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, Miggy's wearing it. You braggy ass. Yeah, that's supreme. Is that the one with the hood? That's the hood, right? Yeah, bro. That is the most comfortable piece of clothing that's ever touched my body.
It's lightweight. You can wear it whether it's summer or winter. I love
and the hood is so convenient. Like I've had to use it so many times, especially with the long hair. So yeah, I love the hood.
Yeah.
So,
And it has a
yeah.
hoodie pocket, doesn't it?
This one
No.
doesn't. No.
No, they don't.
No.
No, but
Not
yeah,
yet.
that's definitely sweet. The Bitcoin Siaga hoodies are sweet too, but those are pretty thick. Like that's definitely nothing you want to wear in August in Vegas. But we'll definitely get all of that out there to you guys. I'll get especially our lightweight summer gear out to you because
Good stuff.
we've got the white, we've got the green, we've got the black. So we'll definitely get some of that out to you. Shorts, t-shirts, and the quarter zips are pretty cool too. So definitely, guys, man, this has been a pleasure. I know it's coming right around time to wrap up. So once again, I'll have it all in the chat. Ken, you want to tell us where people can follow you?
Yeah, it's at Kenneth Bosak, or you could just like Kenn Bosak pretty much everywhere and anywhere. I'm here in Vegas, so if you wanted to hang out, I'm at 160 West Wyoming Ave, Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Club, Las Vegas. You can do a quick Google search; it'll bring right up to Google Maps and bring you right to me. We're here kind of sporadically, 9 to 5 kind of vibes, just get stuff set up and situated. But August 2nd is the grand opening if you want to come out and have a good time. Prepare and plan for that, or I'll see you guys all here at Round Rare Evo, which is going to be another good time. So things are coming up quick. Just get it on the itinerary. Be here or be a no coiner. I don't know. Have fun staying poor. No.
Nice. All right, Miggy. Yeah, where can people follow you and find out more about what you're up to?
You can. I need to start plugging my FB. You can find me on Facebook at Miggy Crypto. Also on Twitter, Miggy Crypto X on X, and also look up hashtag Not Another Bitcoin Podcast, where you could find our interviews from all the conferences that we do and introduce you to all the different projects and peoples that are around, and like Wayne and different stuff like that. And so definitely look that up, and you'll always see what we got going on, and stay tuned for more.
The
Absolutely.
hashtag is the name is the link is the hashtag Not Another Bitcoin Podcast.
There you go. And also, Miggy didn't say this, but he's also got a lot of experience baking cakes. He's got family that owns some nothing but cakes locations, and so I see a day in the future where Miggy's got cakes being pumped out for the crypto Bitcoin bin crypto club.
Yes, sir. We're gonna tokenize those motherfuckers for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Which funny, I'd love to see another chain put out like a token and just have some fun with it. IHOP did it for a little while, and then they abandoned it. I don't know if you knew that. They had like pancake token.
Dude, do you remember Oscar Mayer? I know you're trying to wrap it up, but you said it. Oscar Mayer Wiener did an ICO. Everybody forgets about it. Do you guys remember Oscar Mayer? Dude, look it up, bro. Oscar Mayer Wiener did an ICO. Dude, I loved it. I missed those days.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I mean, there's so many things that we come up with now that chains could do. And I think we're going to see it a lot more when they realize the loyalty aspect, the fun aspect they can have with it. So that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I missed Oscar Mayer. I wonder, is that trade? How long ago was that, Ken?
That was like 2016 or 17.
Oh yeah. So they were back in the day.
It was like one of the first like ICOs.
Man, they missed the opportunity to hand out some kind of token or NFT recently. Did they do it at one of the racetracks? They did all the Wienermobiles raced recently. I don't know if you saw that. That just happened recently. All right, guys.
500.
Yep. All right, guys. Any final words before we wrap up, Ken?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, just if you're not in the space yet, just get into it. Don't buy it, earn it. Whether you have a paper route or you work at McDonald's or you're the Fortune 500 CEO, like start getting your paycheck in Bitcoin, start earning it or doing something that can get you to a way that you can earn it. Like I mentioned, we have a tattoo artist here at the club who's now getting paid in advance for free tattoos that he could give anybody who wants one for Bitcoin Cash. So anything is possible here. It's just up to your imagination and execution. So get a membership at Bitcoin Ben's Crypto Clubs, bit.ly/Crypto Club Vegas. You can capitalize all those letters for Crypto Club Vegas, the C, the C, the V. Get a membership and go to any of the clubs. See if one's near you, or when you're traveling, stop by and just get some hands-on, education. You got to start right now, though. Like, stop waiting for the next dip, or stop waiting for the next thing. This is it. We have one more happening. Please get into this stuff now.
Yeah, I kind of stole that old saying about when's the best time to plant a tree, and I've replaced that when's the best time to buy Bitcoin. The best time was 15 years ago. The second best time is today.
Yeah. That is true. But
Yep,
I mean, I think I tell people this is the last happening to make generational wealth. After that, it'll be good, but it ain't going to change
right.
your lineage. It's not going to change, your story. You're going to be able to have wealth for the rest of your genetic existence. Just buy some Bitcoin.
Absolutely. Miggy, any final word from you, man?
Don't worry about the Bulls. Don't worry about the Bears. Just get involved and stay involved. That's pretty much been my saving grace and has gotten me through, all the troubles and all the woes, and brought me to the prosperous times and the good times. So if you're new, if you're old, just get involved, stay involved. Don't give up. It'll get better.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us today. Thanks everybody for listening. Make sure to check these guys out, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Peace.
Have a day.